Hello, hello. Good evening. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Hello, who's with us today? Who's joining us for today's program? Hello, I can see thumbs up. Good evening, everyone. Oh, look at the lovely thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Good evening. Hello, Pastor Obi. Good evening. It's been a while. Where have you been? Good evening. Thank you for joining. How are you today? Hello, everybody. How are you? I have a very quiet house today, even though we still have delegates from HMT still in Kyiv, Ukraine. But I am the only one. Well, I'm not the only one right here, but I am the only one for this program today. Everybody have deserted me. They're all with Dr. Sunday. They all went out with Dr. Sunday today. What a privilege that they're having. They're enjoying the company of Dr. Sunday in all angles. Dr. Sunday is taking them to court. He's taking them to work. Actually, yes, he's taking them to his office. So I think they're all there right now. They've been gone since all afternoon, and I've been at home. And I thought I would touch base with you guys. Okay, hello Vivian, good evening. Hi Justin, how are you? Thank you for joining. Charles Kobla, how are you? Matthias, how are you? Oh, it's so nice to see a face, to see somebody that I've already seen their face. Matthias, it's such a pleasure to have you for HMT. So thank you so much for joining this evening. How are you? I miss you already. I hope you've missed us also. Also, Waru, good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello, Yemi, Joy, Ademola. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Please, guys, do the honors of sharing this. Share. And I also want you to engage with me in this conversation this evening. I want us to have a really heart-to-heart, like friends do. Innocent, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Ademola, thank you again for joining. So I want you all to join in this conversation. I want you to engage with us. I want you to say your thoughts, say your opinion, write them down, or you can call Move Agent Madik. That's Move Agent Madik. No, Bert, good evening. Thank you for joining. Osarugu, good evening. And guys, please share this. Share. I want as many people as possible to join us in this conversation because I want to talk about HMT. Definitely, I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about the topic of HMT, personality. I also want to talk about the relationship that we have as Christians to speaking out, not just as Christians, as personality. Okay, let me take out the Christian part of it because I don't know if I'm much of a Christian. All I know is that I love God and I want to do the right thing every time and I want to abide by the truth. But yesterday, Dr. Sunday also showed a program, or should I say a live video of a gentleman that was talking about a video that was out about Daddy G.O. of Redeemed Church. And some of the responses that I'm getting from people, even though the truth was said and shared, and how they were responding. I used to think that this was just only to Dr. Sunday whenever he talks, because he's a pastor and also because of where he is or maybe what he's achieved. But I'm not so sure anymore. I think that it doesn't matter who tells the truth. We as individuals, we have some sort of allergy, a reaction, a negative reaction to the truth. So I just want to mesh both conversations together. So HMT, given that it was about personality, being a personality, what does it mean to be a personality? What does it mean to speak out? Because a lot of people started saying things against this guy, or just saying that he shouldn't have said certain things that he said because it's rude. So they would rather, somebody do something, and rudeness will be, should I say, politeness will be on top of truth to some people. Some people would take being polite more seriously than they will take the truth. I don't know if I'm expressing myself well. So guys, please let me know your thoughts. I really want us to have this conversation because I learned so much during the HMT, which is about personality, what it means to be a personality, how truth must be the pinnacle of your life as a personality. How you have to respond to things. Not that you have to be rude, not that you need to be rude as a personality, but where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line where people can actually identify the truth and not talk about what the other person did that wasn't so right, and just focus on the topic or the subject matter, which is, this is wrong and we should all speak against it, and all the great work that the guy did, in terms of highlighting these things to us. And also, I think if we call ourselves Christians and we love God, this guy said he's an atheist, right? So how can an atheist care more about people than people of God? I sat here, I was even getting perplexed. I was thinking, this guy is more a Christian, is more God-like, is more Christ-like than a lot of the people that call themselves Christians. So I was really shocked to actually hear even people that are supposed to know better to say that he shouldn't have been saying certain things, or, certain things shouldn't have been raised. So what are your thoughts on this? I'm just a layman. I just want to share an opinion and just want to know what your thoughts are. So please let us know. You can call us on Move Agent Matic. We will have somebody put the link up to Move Agent Matic now, so that you would be able to call us. I'm really looking forward to your calls. Where is the speaker? I think we also need a speaker here so that I can hear you. But you can also write your comments down and I will read it as well. So this HMT November was an amazing one. I mean, we've got a lot of feedback. We had a lot of feedback, and we're still getting feedback from many people, even those who watch from home, and the people that actually attended. They're sending us messages and saying how things is really changing for them and how they're seeing things differently. So if you're out there and you want to come to the next HMT, we have one coming up in January, from the 2nd until the 7th of January. This was strategically placed for early January for many reasons. January is a time where people are very much open to changing their lives and doing things differently, yes. And also, January is also around the time where there's holidays, and you can extend your holidays from work. So you have the bank holiday on the January 1st, so you can just add another 3 days max to that holiday, because it's from the 2nd to the 7th. So the 7th is on the 6th, and the 7th is on Saturday. So most people won't be going to work anyway. So you would only need to take maybe 4 days holiday at work that you would miss out. So you can plan that. We really thought about you when we are planning anything. We always make sure that we think about you, and we make sure that you have the right. You can have the right timing, or we consider you in our thoughts of applying the dates. So please book your HMT as soon as possible. Get in touch with us. You can write to or go, first of all, go and get the form. The form is available on Sunday Adelaja blog.com/visit. That's Sunday Adelaja blog.com/visit. Secondly, you can also write to us if you have any question at guest@godembassy.org. So guest@godembassy.org. Guys, I haven't asked you to share yet. So guys, please share. And how do you share? You can share by just clicking the share button or the share tab or word on your device, depending on what device you're using, or you can also tag somebody. How do you tag? You use the same symbol that you use in your email and the person's name that you want to tag. Usually when you start writing the person's name, Facebook will populate names for you. But the way to do the tag is use that symbol, no space between the person's name, and then you just start writing the person's name, and Facebook will populate their name, and you click on it, and they'll be able to see that they've been mentioned in the program. So please do so right now so that we can get started. And also you can invite people, and you can share on your pages, on your page and other pages that you're connected with. The more people, the better. So I just want to share with you this thought. I'm just thinking out loud, okay? So I welcome other people's opinion, even if it differs from mine. In fact, I actually welcome it if it differs from mine. But if you have similar opinion, let me know what your thoughts are, because I think this is the double standard and behaviors that really piss young people off. I was raised in England, and I grew up in London, and I know a lot of young people, they don't have respect for, even their parents and other people, because of the double standard that they live. They don't base everything on truth. they base things on, you know, what feels good, what makes them feel okay, and what is acceptable to them at the time, you know. And I've learned a lot about the truth. Dr. Sunday did a series on the truth, which is on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. And from what I know about the truth, you know, we need to focus on that truth and apply the truth every time, even if it's not at our own, maybe at that point, it's not exactly what we love or what we want, you know, it's not comfortable, it's not convenient for us. We need to apply the truth, and we need to focus on the truth of a matter rather than focusing on something else. So I just want to know your thoughts on this. Maybe I am wrong, I'm borderline not polite, or, you know, in some ways incorrect or in error, as some people like to say. I'm willing to hear your opinion. I think that it would be a good idea for you to share with me, because this is how I learn. This is my school at this point in time. It's from you, Dr. Sunday, and other people around me. My environment is where I learn from, and luckily for me, I have an environment of billions of people that are watching online as well. So please join me in this conversation. You can write to us. You can write your comment down. So write your comments in the comment section, or you can actually call Move Agents Matic. That's Move Agents Matic to share your opinion. So who do we have here? In Nenges, Adabo, good evening. Elizabeth, good evening. Thank you for watching. Agatha, good evening. Hi, Paul. Rufaro, good evening. Good evening, Mary. How are you? Thank you for joining. Ife, Annie, good evening. Kende, good evening. Joy, good evening. Walter, good evening. Idera, good evening. So please, guys, I really want you to write your comments. Thank you very much. Israel, good evening. Thank you for joining. Lesedi, good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Gloria, good evening. Okay, so Rick, good evening. Has anyone written anything so far? I just want to read what your comments are in relations to this topic. So the topic is personality, which is the HMT theme, and in relations to speaking out, and speaking out against syncretism in the African church, or speaking out against syncretism anywhere at all, you know, or speaking out against anything. You know, the reason I want to touch base on this is because the video that Dr. Sunday showed yesterday, the guy's name is, can anyone help me with his name? Can I see, please? So the guy's name that did the video yesterday, I think his video is actually going viral now, because more people are watching it after Dr. Sunday showed the video. So please, guys, if you joined us yesterday, you might know this video already, or you might know his name is Paulinus Opera. It's Paulinus, and his second name is Okpere. So Opere. So the video, he's titled the video "Shame on You, Adeboye," and I'll just tell you the story slightly. And you know, I really want you to relate this to being a personality, okay? Not just being somebody that is tribalistic, or mere mortal, or a biomass. A real personality, because this is the stance that we're coming from, not the stance of, you know, traditionally we shouldn't be insulting elderlies, this and that. And I really do want to talk about that, because that's a bit fuzzy to me as well, where we're going by tradition or going by age. Even if somebody is doing something wrong and you can't say anything because they're older than you, or because they have some sort of reputation in society, you know, they can get away with murder, really. So this is confusing to young people, and I want us to address this. I want us to talk about it in such a way that it's not derogatory to the older people. I respect them, and I'm also going to get older. I want to be respected. But if they're clearly doing something wrong, should we still keep our mouth shut? Should we still not say anything in the name of the older, in the name of they've got anointing? I know better now. I know that I've got anointing too. They are men and women of God. I know better that I'm also man and woman of God, because God is inside of me. In the name of, you know, any reasons that they give, that, you know, you should respect people. Where does this truth stand? Where do you stand as a personality to be able to speak, or status, or whatever they may be? Where does it stand? Where do we draw the line between that and saying the truth? And saying the truth as we feel, you know, not saying that we don't have any hatred towards those people. We don't have any problem. We're talking about how they behaved or what they did based on something, you know. And if they're not doing that, we love them, we still love them, we still respect them. But if you're speaking and people are saying that you shouldn't have said something, even though the main thing that you're saying, the bulk of what you're saying is the truth, the whole life is full of that they now disregard the truth and they focus on the wrong thing that you may or may not have said. So I really think that we really need to address this, because it's going rampant, and people are using that as excuses as well, not to base anything that they do on truth, and also not to hear the truth. They switch off. Have we become those kind of human beings that even when the truth is being spoken, we don't focus on the truth anymore? We're focusing on how or who is saying the truth, and who also they're saying the truth to. It's like you have a special type of truth for some sets of people, and then you have another type of truth for another set of people. So please, engage with me. I really need you to engage and speak your opinion. I'm sharing mine, you're listening, and I think that it's fair that I listen as well, even if I don't like it, because it's possible I'm human as well, that I might not like it, but I should treat you with respect, and I will treat you with respect. I will read out your comments, and I would try to understand what you're saying. So please let me hear your opinion. Let me hear your thoughts. You can write to us at Move Agent Madik, or call us or Move Agent Madik and write to us right now. Songwriter says, you made this a beautiful morning. Thank you. Oh, songwriter, you're so beautiful. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Then we have, or in the name of daddy or mommy, I know a lot of young people, they can't wait to get out of the house, because their parents or any elderly, especially African, they live such double standard life that they just think that, no, they tell them off for something that they've done wrong, not seeing the right thing. And then they do other things and say, oh, we have to do it this way. This is what we have to do. We have to respect this. Nothing is on truth. It's just on tradition, is on who is who, is on who we like, who we also has an authority, who we respect, who we think that can do us favor in the future, who we think that we can benefit from. That's even rampant. If somebody does something now and you think you will benefit from that person, you wouldn't even say nothing. Africans would keep their mouth shut and not do nothing about it, because they think, okay, maybe in the future this person might help me. And you know what happens? Those people never help them. They would end up hating those people. So we really need to get out of this mentality, this behavior. But if you think I'm wrong, please let me know. Because I'm willing to help, to learn. So let me know. Thank you very much, songwriter. I appreciate you. Somebody innocent says, knowledge is increasing by the day, and I noticed that people are coming more after Dr. Sunday took the lead with what he is doing now. Yes, interesting. Yes, absolutely. Innocent, you're right. I think a lot of people are getting that knowledge. You're right. Okay, so people are having the knowledge now, and their mind is being open to actually stand up for the truth and say the truth. Dr. Sunday was jokingly mentioning that he understands that why some Africans will say, tell the truth, you will die. Tell the truth, lie, you will die. Why don't you just tell the truth? But I don't want us to I don't even like this kind of cliche saying personally, because it's not because I would die or I won't die that we should tell the truth. I should just tell the truth because it's the truth. And I love myself and I love other people. That's why I'm telling the truth, not because I would die or I wouldn't die. There's a lot of those things that goes on, or you do things because of the benefit or not that you will get. It's still the same thing. If you're telling the truth because you would die anyway or you won't die, it's still the same thing that those people who don't tell the truth or bend things because of what they want. We're still about benefit, but it should never be about benefit. It should never be about accolades. It should never be about the person that we prefer or we don't prefer. So guys, let me know your opinions. I really, really want to read from you. And then we have who else is saying something? Norbert says that personality in my own view and what I learned from HMT is the ability to impact the society, doing things to change the world. Thank you very much. Yes, that's absolutely right. That's true. But Norbert, that's an absolute correct statement that you made, but it's not on one facet. Impacting and influencing society has many facets to it. It also involves what you say, how you see things, how you apply things, how you reason, how you apply the things that you reason on. So it's not just, okay, you have an NGO, for example, and you're impacting homeless people, you're helping and supporting homeless people, but yet that is your passion, but you can't speak out in situation. You don't say things, when things are going wrong, but you're the person that repairs it at the end. For me, that's not personality. Personality is all-rounder, is an all-rounder person, because if we're just focusing about personality impacting society and doing good things, there are too many good people in the world, but there are more bad people that are getting away with bad things in the world. They're good people that don't touch anything, they try to do things right, they try to make things okay, but they're not personality. So personality for me is like, being an all-rounder person, always being upstanding. Not that you will never be wrong or you never do things right, but you do them by convictions. You do them by the truth. You do them by your parameter being the truth, not because somebody is traditionally older or somebody has more wealth or somebody has a name, he's who and who of one industry, so that's why you're respecting them. You're respecting them because they're human. You're respecting them because they deserve respect. You're respecting them because they are also sons and daughters of God, that created them. You're respecting the God that created them, not them. So when it comes to this conversation of, somebody is sharing a very heartfelt opinion of what Daddy Geo is saying, scaremongering everybody, there are more people are silent than the one person that spoke out, even though they also admitted that what Daddy Geo is doing is wrong by cursing people or saying that God is going to do something to people, scaring them, not even being a true father that would embrace the children even if they don't pay and say, listen, guys, even if you don't pay, God will still love you. Even if you don't pay tithes and offering, even if something happens to you that you can't do this, God will still love you. He's talking about curses. If somebody curses you, somebody, placing people really low down and putting people on caliber and hierarchy of who you should respect and who you shouldn't respect, which is totally wrong. And people are saying they're not even talking about that anymore. They're talking about the person that is saying is truthful enough and bold enough to say something where millions are sitting down saying nothing. Which God are we serving? Which type of God are we serving that it's okay for him to be doing that, and it's okay for you to keep quiet and feel like a subservient in front of him? We really need to speak out. We really need to understand what we are doing to ourselves. Nobody's doing this to us. It's us doing it to ourselves. Songwriter said, God is the authority of all authorities. Thank you very much. That's beautiful. And if we all think that God is the authority of all authorities, then we shouldn't be placing other people above us. We shouldn't be placing other people to the extent where they can say and do anything and they are untouchable. Because this is the feeling that you're making people feel by saying that, oh, you shouldn't say shame on you. I actually think it's respectful to say shame on you. You're just saying that it's a shame that you said this. I think that's what is happening. It's a polite way to say that this person what you're doing is wrong. Shame on you. I would actually use that. So I don't know what the problem is. I was quite perplexed yesterday when I'm hearing opinions of, it's rude, you shouldn't have said that, it's still an elderly that is willing to kill everybody of ignorance, is willing to mislead everybody, is willing to put fear in your heart. Is that the person that you really absolutely have to apply that respect onto? So I really want to know, what are you thinking? Am I wrong? Am I in some sort of error? And I don't really want all this religious and all this kind of thing. I want real people, real personality to give me an opinion. And even if you're religious, you want to give me an opinion, I welcome it, really. But please think on the level of personality. Think of a person of a God's child, somebody that has God in him or her, somebody that actually is full of love themselves. Are you allowed to correct errors? Are you allowed to say things and not worry about tradition and not worry about accolade and not worried about somebody is greater than you and somebody is better than you, so you can't speak to them, you can't speak about anything because they're greater? Even if we're saying that we should love God, and not because of what God is going to do for us, just love on God because he's already done so much for us already. Even before we were born, he has done so much for us. So what more with a human being? How much more of human being that we have to place them so high that even if you agree with an opinion, as soon as somebody says something against your pastor, against your geo, your pope, or your whatever, you just suspend it every pragmatic thinking and you start talking about religion, you start talking about age, you start talking about accolades, you start talking about certain things, and everything else just goes out of the roof, or however they say it. What's going on with us? Why have we become like this and we continue to be like this? So please, guys, let me know your opinion, okay? And don't let us jump on bandwagons. Let's just use our own personal mind. You know, what are you thinking? What is inside of you that you're thinking about this? I really want to know. Then the songwriter said, yes, status in Hollywood. Dear God, please help us. Yes, status is like Hollywood, songwriter. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. So I really want to read from you. Songwriters written, thank you God for all things. Thank you for the inspired message and bless her. Oh, songwriter, thank you very much. Nero says, as personalities, we are to speak the truth and confront injustice in our society. Wow, this, you know, Nero is Pastor Nero Kolawole. He's actually a delegate, what should I say, a graduate of HMT, this HMT about personality. So I'm really interested to read through what he's saying. So let me start again. He says, as personalities, we are to speak the truth and confront injustice in our society. The video was about just that, and we need to step out and address those issues in a loving manner. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's brilliant, brilliantly put. Yes, in a loving manner. And, you know, I think for me, you know, if I know about, I don't know this guy personally. I don't know him. It's not even on my friend list. We're not, you know, we're not friends. It's just the first time I'm seeing that video is during that. But I feel personally that the guy, I said it in the most polite way, based on what this person is saying, based on what Daddy Gio is saying, he put it in the best way possible that is human. You know, if you're looking for him to be polite and respectful and calm about it, even Daddy Gio, he must be speaking, I always think that is aggressively calm, like, you know, like a opposite passive type of aggression. He's saying it calm, but he's saying wrong words. He's saying the words that are not very, it's not right for a man to humans about God as a God's representative, as we all are, you know. But he's saying it calmly. So to me, it seems like people like to be beaten or pinched, you know, and then in a very subtle way. Even if somebody is cutting you, if they're cutting you quietly, it's good for them to cut you, it's okay. But if they're cutting you harshly, that's bad. But they're cutting you either way, you know. And this other guy has got another method, which is saying it out with passion, you know, saying what he's saying. But you think that that is wrong, whereas Daddy Gio, even though what he's saying is totally wrong, none of you are getting up to say anything. Nobody is saying anything. And the few people that said something, because they have passion, you're objecting to them and you're saying that, well, they shouldn't have said that, that's rude, but what he's saying is wrong. There's no but. He's saying the right thing. And that's what we should stand for. And we all cannot be the same. If we say that we're all different as well, you know, we're all individual. Yes, Daddy Gio is a calm person. He speaks calmly. But he's saying something that is really wrong, that is really hurting people's soul. It's confusing people, hurting their minds. Whereas this guy is saying something to free the soul, to free their minds. So, but you would rather accept the one because it's very subtle and the other one is not. You know, we really need to think about what we're doing to ourselves and why we're doing it as well. But I appreciate what Pastor Nero wrote. Thank you very much. John has said, only a fool will believe that a man of God will curse him. When a man of God speaks, put curses on anyone, he brings curses to himself. Yes, I actually believe what you're saying, John. You know, but do you know what? A lot of people have been brainwashed, you know. They have been living through this day after day, all their lives. They come from religious home. The parents have told them you have to listen to man of God. They see their parents have a speed dial to pastor this, to Gio. They see how the parents are saying yes sir, yes ma, to men and women of God. So they see them also as God. They grew up all their lives. In the last 30 years, all these things have been slowly creeping up on us that we didn't know. So they don't know better. We can say that they're fool, but you know, sometimes if you don't know better, can you really blame somebody? If somebody has never thought how to do something and they're doing it wrong, would you be blaming that person? This is what's happening with society, and the people that are willing to teach them, especially the adults, they're not willing to learn, you know. But I do understand what you're saying. They have to be taught first. So I'm trying to see from the point of view, especially the congregation that's saying yes to it, accepting. It's because that's the environment that they are in. They're packing them. They don't even let them to be. They don't allow them to be exposed. There's so many systematic things that goes on in church. Don't read these books. Don't only read the books from your man of God. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't go to other people's church. Don't mingle with other people. They give you. They anticipate a lot of services and lots of different events and engagement for you, so that you wouldn't interact with other people. Because if you want to interact with other people, you will see different kind of behavior. You will see God in another facet, but they don't want you to see God in another facet. They just want you to not know what's going on in the world. So a lot of these people are in that category. They don't know what's going on anywhere else. They are afraid, literally, to watch somebody else speak. You know, when they watch, I've been in a friend's home that if I talk about the apostle or the papa in a wrong way, they literally walk me out of the house. If I say he's done something wrong, they say, oh, please, I don't want to bring any curse to myself. I don't want anything to happen to me. You know, Mayowa, please don't do that. Don't say this. Because just because I'm saying that this person, what he did is wrong, they said, no, don't talk about men of God there. Please, please, please. I don't want, let us stop this conversation. They can't even think. They think they're subhuman. You know, they cannot think for themselves, and then they start bringing things like tradition. He's an older man, he's a man of God, he's got the spirit of God in him. So what are you? You're a man of devil, you don't have spirit of God in you. You know, we all have this equally. God is not partial. If you think God is that partial, why are you serving a partial God? Would you like a partial parent that is partial to your siblings? Would you like a friend that is partial to you? So why would you serve a God that is partial in this way? I'm confused. So if anyone has an opinion, please, I'm willing to hear. You can call Move Agents Madik, and you can share your opinion with everyone here, so that I'm not the only one that is dominating this. I know I sound a little bit passionate. I'm even more passionate than I'm sounding, but because I know Dr. Sunday have a lot of audiences all around the world with different opinion, different caliber, different understanding, so I'm a little bit more calmer than I would be on this particular issue. But please forgive me if you think that I am a little bit over passionate on one side. I'm trying not to be, but I am on one side. I know where I stand on this, but I'm trying not to be, because I really want everyone to have a fair say. Songwriter, thank you very much. It's really nice of you with your comments. Okay, Songwriter wrote, yes, she's telling the truth, people. People will try to hurt you. Pray to God for all protection. Thank you very much, Songwriter. Hi, Richard. How are you? Hi, John. So, John has made a very good point here. He said that respect goes both ways. That's actually one of my biggest things, generally, John, and you've hit the nail on the head. You know, I always feel that respect goes both ways. If somebody wants me to respect them, please do not say your age. Do not say your accolade or whatever you have. Just behave. The action that you give me is enough for me to respect you. Don't tell me how many children you have. Don't tell me how long you've lived in this world. I don't want to know. I mean, in fact, I always think that when people tell me that, or they try to justify their behavior with that, I just think that they've lost the plot totally. When they're using manhood or womanhood or age or experience of what they have to tell me, to give an opinion in something, they've lost it. They've lost me at that point. I don't even respond to people like that usually. But again, if I'm wrong, please let me know, because I'm always willing to learn. So thank you very much. Respect goes both ways. Absolutely. You know, if somebody is saying that you should respect me, they should also respect themselves. And if they have to tell you that you should respect them, then there's something wrong. It's likely that they will not get that respect, because they have to say to you that you should respect them. Thank you very much. Songwriter says, yes, the spoken word is powerful. Speak love and truth. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, and that's another thing about being borderline. You know, how do we define love, you know, in this kind of situation? Because personally, I think that this guy was defining love. For me, that is love. When you care so much about the masses that you put yourself on the line, you put your reputation, the way people would attack you, you put that on the line, and you go and you say the truth. Given that a lot of people, a lot of people are for this person, a lot of people will not speak, but you see that truth, and the only thing that you're standing for is the truth. Yes, I think that's love, and I think that's love is demonstrated in that way. And then, you know, there's another type of ways that I measure love personally. Daddy G.O. is one person, and there's the masses. Who should I apply that love to? Should I apply that love to both of them, which is possible? It's not that it's impossible, and I think that we should always do that. apply it to both parties. So I apply it to Daddy Gio, that I love you, as a child of God yourself, as a son of God yourself, and that God is inside of you. But there are masses that are suffering based on what you're saying. There are masses that are in bondage based on what you're saying. Who do I apply? Who do I shift that love to more? Do I shift the love to just one person that, it's got the accolade, it's got the name, it's got the power, it's got the authority? A lot of people are listening to him and taking his word as the Bible. They even see him as a God himself. Or do I apply that, my love, to the masses that are suffering? Where do we draw the line? Because these are all the things that people use to shut us up. You have to do it in love. You have to say this in love. What does love mean to you? Does love mean to you that you say nothing? Is love like mothers that love their children even if the children are killing them? Like if you have a child that is an armed robber, the child will come to the house, or we would have committed some atrocity outside, and then the police comes. But because you love that child, you would say to the police, your child you will be an alibi for that child. That's not love, in my opinion. And this is the kind of love that we've been asked to give people because we love them. To me, that's what we're saying. That even if they say something, apply this love to them. Don't judge. That's another thing that they always say, don't judge. But this person is judging themselves. They're judging themselves by what they say. You're not judging them. They are judging themselves. So which one are we choosing? Are we choosing the love to love the masses or love one person at the expense of the masses? So as a personality, which one are you going to choose? I know there's a lot of choices here that to be made, and we need to do that, and we need to do it really fast, especially when we're sharing opinion, and we need to do that in a very balanced way. But all these words that we straw around, like love, where do we stand? Where is the borderline between loving somebody and being afraid to tell the truth, and loving somebody and telling the truth and still able to embrace them and accept them, and even accept and listen to what their own thoughts behind their action is? So how do we deal with that? When we're talking about love, and you have to love obedience, when we're talking about not judging, where do we stand? Because Christian, especially religious people, they like to throw this around. So thank you very much, songwriter Chinmezi says hello. He said truth must become a virtue for us. Absolutely, Chinmezi, it must become a virtue, because for many people it's not. It's relative to them. Truth is when something is good. Truth is when they think that it should be true to somebody. Somebody else, it shouldn't be true. Somebody else, because of their age, the truth should not be said, so should not be spoken. Because of your age, even the person speaking the truth, who are you to be speaking the truth? Because who are you? Who knows you? You don't have a name. You're nobody. You're just God's creation. That's what they say. Who's this guy? Why should we be talking about Daddy Gio? Why should we be talking to Gio? Who's Daddy Gio? God, in God's eye, everyone is equal. Everyone is loving. Everyone he loves. He died for everybody. So that's what we should be saying. We shouldn't be looking at people by their age, by their accolade, by their authority in society. No, we should be looking at them by who they are, individual of God's creation. Read Dr. Sunday's book, Nobody is Better Than You. Do you even believe that nobody is better than you? Do you think some people are better than you, so therefore you shouldn't talk about them? Let me hear your thoughts. Because a lot of people, they don't tell the truth because they think this person got more money than me, so therefore they're better than me. This person looks nicer than me, so which means they're better than me. This person is well known, which means they're better than me. Who is really better than you? Nobody is better than you. And how can you love God? I keep saying this. I cannot get it. How can you serve, love, respect, want to be like a God that creates other people that are better than you? How could you do that? Even as in a family, if you have a feeling, even in friendship, if you have a feeling that a friend that you have prefers another friend of yours, not because of your differences, because it's okay to like somebody for their differences as well, but to just like them better, you feel somehow as a human being, So how is it that it is possible for you to put all those people on these hierarchies and say God that created you created them, and you still love that God? You have to just be there's something wrong in that thinking, in that process of, do we truly love God, or we love him because we want protection, we want him to double our money, double our efforts, double everything for us? So thank you very much. Truth really must become a virtue, Chimezi. Thank you for that. Tony says, our eyes are opening through DSS. Thank God. Yes. I think I read that before. Yes, absolutely. And I'm really grateful. Truth lives above all. Thank you, Grace. Truth should be above all. Every time anybody speaks and says, I just feel like they don't have truth in them. Whenever they say somebody is saying the truth, but, you know, there is no but there, you know, or they should have said it in a different way to make them feel better, to make this, you know, it's always like, okay, let's just focus on that truth, okay? Don't do this but thing. Oh, I don't like the way this guy is talking because this guy is like this. Yeah, but you like the way when the GO is cursing and putting fear in you. That one was nice. It was okay. You didn't even come out and speak, but you came out to speak that you don't like the way somebody is talking and they're talking the truth. Something is wrong somewhere. Again, I stand to be corrected. Mary says, you have said it, or Mayowa. Correction from African parents is never based on truth. All you get is shut up and don't speak. Yes, you know, there's a lot of that. You know what happens? Those children will shut up because they're living under your roof for now, right? And as soon as they were a little bit independent, they are out. As soon as they can afford it, they're out. And then the roles switch around. But you should never switch around. You know, you should still be a parent. You should still be loving and respect each other. Even if that child is a baby, even you should love and respect each other and should speak the truth to your children. They go out and then you start calling them. Sometimes they won't pick up your call. When they pick up your call, you tell them to do something. You can't control them anymore. So you've had your time and you've useless your time. You have wasted it. The time with the children, with the young people, where you should install good things in them, positive things in them, values and virtues that they will live by, that would also benefit you later. You have squandered it by telling them to shut up, by telling them to do things by must and not ask questions. You know, obey before something that they usually say in Africa is obey before command or something. You have to obey what they say, no question asked, you know. And it's made a lot of older, even other people have grown up to be exactly that way. Those are the ones that are not thinking. But the ones that are thinking, they grow up, they change it. And also they stay away from those people. It's like, you know, you never let me talk when I was a child. You never give me an opinion. Now also, you're also not helping those children to develop, to have sound minds. You know, I don't know why we're going to all this, but this is all about personality. You don't become personality overnight. You become personality by your virtues, what you do every day. And yes, it is timely to talk about children and parents, how you raise your children. You know, you must raise them to become personality. And to become personality, you can't tell them to shut up, because personality is not going to shut up. Personality will speak up against what you did, mom, or what you did, dad, and say, dad, I don't like what you did. You know, I don't think you should have done that. You shouldn't have, you know, you said you would pick me up at this time and you couldn't pick me up. You should at least have apologized, you know, and not be that way, you know. Or personality, a child that has a personality will say, right, dad and mom, yes, you guys are not together, but you know, you shouldn't let it affect our relationship. And if one party says, I'm going to pick the child up, and it doesn't pick the child up, that child shouldn't have to put up with you. And another day when you want to pick them up, accept that you pick them up. They should tell you that I'm not coming with you. It's not when it's convenient. You should hold by your words. I'm giving different scenarios in my head now. I hope you can follow. So guys, I hope you can follow my my really not so passionate, because I am much more passionate by things that I don't agree with, and even those that I do agree with, I'm quite passionate about it. I'm no middle at all. I'm either very hot or very cold if I want to be, but I'm no middle on any issue. I'm either there or the other side. So please let me know your opinion. Nobody has called yet. I'm hoping that you're enjoying what I'm saying, or you're interested to listen to me and you're forming your own opinion right now. I really do want you to form your own opinion. I want you to stand up I want you to stand up to the wrongs in this world, in this society. Start from your home. Start with your friends. Even if people there said they don't want to be your friend anymore, you're too outspoken, you're too opinionated. These are some of the things that I used to get, is that you're too opinionated. But these are people that don't have any opinion. They either there or not that. They would be telling you that you're opinionated to shut you up, or what you're saying is this. It's wrong for us to do that. We shouldn't do that to each other. Don't kill people by what you say. Don't kill people by saying the wrong thing. And even if somebody is saying things and they're saying it in a subtle way, it's what they're saying that matters. It's not the subtleness, because we're all mesmerized by the subtleness, by the calmness. You know, Daddy Gio is very good at this as well. He's very calm, but he's saying something that is wrong. and you're all it's like somebody's hypnotizing you. Go to your daddy. It's like wrong. Can you not see that? It's totally wrong. And you will shout, you will hate somebody that is saying something like, guys, you need to do this. Let us all be good people to each other. That person is wrong. But the ones are saying, you're cursed. If somebody cursed you, because they can't, you're taking that person as the right person. How can we do that? How? You know? It's like now everyone is just being blinded by, oh, this is subtle, this person is calm, this person is humble. No, it's not humble. When somebody is saying something so bad to keep you at bay, to shut you down, to keep you down, and you're saying that that person is humble, I don't know. I don't understand. So what else do we have here? Any other comments, please share your thoughts with us. I really want to know. I'm sharing mine, so it's only right that you do as well. Chika says, awesome. Hello, Israel. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello, Irati. Good evening. Shiro says, Mayowa, it's a control system you must obey. If you don't, then you have become rebellious, or God is not in you, or you have backslided. It is really a bondage. Thank you, lied for the truth. Thank you, lied for the truth. Okay, I think maybe, I don't know what that thank you, lied for the truth. But Shiro, you're absolutely right. It is a control system. And, you know, I take anything that controls you. For me, it is witchcraft. Any control should come from your inside. You should be the one controlling yourself, not somebody else from the outside, from outside of you, controlling you. This for me is witchcraft and it's evil. Evil is what control you. Even God doesn't control you. You know what God does? He gave you free will because he doesn't want to control you. When you can do whatever, you can say you don't even like God, you don't love God, you hate Jesus, and it doesn't strike you down. Yet, as soon as people are saying they're not paying tithes and not doing certain things, these people are raining curses on them. And they said they're taking scriptures and saying about what curses is going to come down on them. That's a game. You see, this is like, it's not godly. It's not right to do that. So I think we all need to support, we all need to stand by the truth and standing fully, not start saying, but this person shouldn't have done that. You've watered it down immediately when you start to say, but this, but that, you know. Yes, we should say things in truth and in love, but where does that love stand? What corner does the love stand? Does the love, and how do you measure love? You know, I personally think that when somebody rebukes me for something that I have done, that is the person showing me love. Because they don't want me to continue in error. They don't want me to continue in doing wrong. They want me to grow, to be healthy, to be understanding. And if somebody is also standing up for other people that he doesn't know, this money is not going to come to him. This guy, you know, this is my own control system in my head. This guy don't know the people, the benefit of the money that, or the things that he's saying against. It's not coming to him. Those are the things that you should look at. Those are the measurements, individuals, you should do, the assessments that you should do when you're thinking about if somebody is right or wrong. You know, Daddy Gio, money is going to come, less money is going to come into their pocket. This guy, either way, he's not going to get more money. Where is it going to, it's not coming to him. So obviously one has a motive that is correct and the other has a motive that is incorrect, that is wrong, is a warped motive. But why can't you see that? And you're saying that, but this guy shouldn't have spoken like this. This is wrong for us to do that, to shut people down and put them down because they are brave enough to say what you cannot say, what you didn't stand for. You heard this guy. How many of you came out when you heard Daddy Gio that was cursing and saying this person will be cursed if they did this? Putting fear. He didn't actually curse, so let me be correct with that. He didn't actually curse, but he said that the person will be cursed this way and that if they didn't do certain things. That is fear, and that's wrong. That's wickedness in my opinion, you know, because he's controlling so many people and he's putting them in the bondage of fear when he should be some person that is taking fear out of them. And then one person came out and you, because you can't say what he said, you're not strong enough. Yes, it's fair enough. And you're blaming that person and saying that he shouldn't have said something, even though what he's saying is truth. You're prescribing to him how we should give you the truth. I think that we all really need to examine ourselves and examine the things that we call the truth. We examine our life, that most of the ills of this world that we face is because of us. It's because of our own action or inactions. You know, a lot of them is because of our inactions. And when we see other people that are taking action, rather than support them, stand by them, and do the right thing with them, we start looking for the things that they should and shouldn't have done, or the things that they should have done in a different way. Yet you didn't even do nothing. You sat down, do nothing, and you're just playing judge and jury at home. And somebody decides to do something and you're choosing what he's doing that is wrong. So let's really consider that. Please, if you think that I'm being a little bit harsher here, or I'm too passionate, no, this is not me being passionate. You should see me on the days that I'm being passionate. But this issue is something that I just think that we should all address and we should all talk about. I haven't had anyone call yet, but I would love if you do call. It's so amazing that our parents and pastors with so much worship will also stand before God on Judgment Day. More reason I have been so bold and chatty since I grew up and left home. I stayed away. You see, this is exactly, you know, Mary is very honest. You know, she's very honest. If you ask any young people, they will see your calls. They won't pay, especially if they live in the West. You know, all these things that you're doing, you're just going to eat that fruit of it. Those children, as soon as they're gone, they would like just be saying, bye, 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 bye in their head. Bye, 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 mommy. Bye, 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 daddy. Because you were living a double standard life. You were not standing by the truth. You could judge them and say that they're not doing the right thing, yet you yourself, you don't do the right thing. You yourself, you don't stand by the truth. You're respecting people because of the accolade. You're inviting people to your house, and your children are watching you because of what they have or what they've done, or favors that they can do for you, even though you don't like them. Your children are watching. They're not stupid. God has given them to sound mind. He just put you as custodial to look after them for a set period of time. You know, everything that God is going to do for your children is going to do it for them, even without you being there. So the adults that are thinking that they are in control now, please think twice, because these children will grow up and they would think otherwise. Dr. Sunday was saying yesterday about the generation, and they're not putting up with all this anymore. They're going to revolt against all these things that you put up with when you were their age. They're not going to put up with it now. They don't care if they don't see you. You know, God has given them peace enough. They can do without you. You know, they can be in their life will go on without you. It's not like you when you were young that you need people around. Children nowadays, they don't. You know, times have changed, technology have changed. Our family is widely spread. You know, I might not see anybody in my family, but I still see people online. I still talk to them. I still engage with people. I still have my normal things. So if there are people that you do certain things and you think that your children will put up with you, it's not going to happen. And it's not just children, even adults now that are moved out of home and they are thinking, they're thinkers. These young people are thinkers. They're not going to put up with this. So if you're the person going on that this person is too old, is of this age, you should respect them. No, you should respect them because they respect themselves. You should respect them because they're speaking out of respect, out of love. You should respect them because they deserve to be respected, not because of their age, not because of the culture. It's because of their attitude, because of their character, it's because of their virtues, not because of anything else, not because they're GOs, not because they're papas, not because they're mamas, not because they're your pastors. It's because they have God in them that is living in them and is reality in their life that you're saying. You know, there's no other measure other than the universal measure of truth to know that this person deserves respect, not anything else, not your culture, not your age, not your bank account that should buy you respect. So thank you guys. I don't even know what time it is now, if I've still got time to continue. Okay guys, my time is almost done. Nobody has called me yet, so I'm wondering if anybody will call. I'm still willing to receive calls and I'm still willing to read your comments. Yes, innocent helped me is obey before complain. That's what they say. Thank you, Carole. Thank you very much. Yes, that's what the parents say. I mean, they stopped saying that to me because I just break that down when I was young. That what do you mean obey before you complain? Why should I obey something that doesn't make sense to me? You know, and I think maybe I got a few slaps from my parents, but eventually they got the idea that I wasn't going to obey before I complain. You know, even if I keep quiet, I'm not going to do it because my keeping quiet says more than obeying or saying anything at all. It's better that I speak than keep quiet. The truth will always stand the test of time. God bless DSA. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. That's absolutely correct. Shiro says hello to everyone. Thank you very much, Shiro. Okay, Innocent said the scripture in Psalm 105:15 says, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Is used by churches and pastors to keep people quiet for speaking out. But like I said earlier, knowledge is increasing, so people are bold to speak. Yes, Innocent. Yes, you're right. It says, no, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. But you are also God's anointed and you are also God's prophet. So it's not saying that certain people, if you title yourself, let me tell you something about titles or labels or description, right? If anybody titles something or say that there's something, right? If they do not demonstrate that, they're not that thing, okay? If they don't actually walk or act in that, they're not that thing. So for example, if somebody says that I am a child, let's stay in this parameter that we're in. If they say that I am second in command to God, or I am Geo, or whatever, if they do not demonstrate, if their daily life or the daily activity or what they demonstrate to you, what comes out of them, the character, the virtue, does not ascribe to that thing, they're not that. So anybody can call themselves anything they want. It's like a lot of people that says that they're doctors. You can't allow them to treat you. You wouldn't allow them to treat you even if they're doctors. That's the title that they have. They may even have certificates to prove that they're doctors. But if they do not treat you well, they don't do the right thing, they're not. It's like if somebody says that I love you, but they treat you badly. Would you take the word that I love you, or would you take the actions? This is how you have to measure things. You don't measure by what people say that they are. So if they say that I am God's anointed, or I am a prophet, but every time a lot of them say something, it's not even true. Those things are warped. Then they can say that they're prophet, then they're not prophets. They can say that they are God's anointing, but they're not behaving like God. They're not behaving like Jesus Christ. They want to behave like God and take the benefits of God's like person, but they're not behaving like Jesus Christ. So why would you even think that they are more anointed than you? That has to be demonstrable. If you say that you attended a school and you didn't take the exams to prove your knowledge, then you didn't attend that school. There will be no record of you taking that class, of you being there, because you didn't take the exam. Yeah, they might say you attended, but there's no record of anything, any success in it. So don't go by what people say that they are. Go by what people are, what they show you that they are. That's how you can live an easy, straightforward, no manipulation. When I mean easy, it's not like easy life, do nothing. I mean a life that without complications. When you're dealing with people, anyone can come and tell me that there's something. Churches can say that churches, if they're behaving like a pagan church, or they're behaving like witch doctors or whatever, they're witch doctors in my eyes. You can tell me that you're a prophet. If you're behaving like a puppet, then you're a puppet, not a prophet. You understand? If you're saying that you're human and you're behaving like an animal, for me, you're an animal. You're not human. If you're saying that so that's how we should label people. We shouldn't label people by what those people say that they are, or even what other people say they are. Is what they do, who they are, what they demonstrate to you is who they are. So that's how we should measure things. So I don't buy all this about touch not my anointing. I'm also God's anointing. I am also God's prophet. God has given you what he's given me. I choose to use the things that God has given me as my purpose. And then you choose to use what God has given you as a purpose. So you're not better than me. I am not better than you. And you're not better than me. So nobody should use anything like that to manipulate you. Please, that's just old news now. Nobody cares about that anymore. But thank you very much for pointing that out, Innocent. And then we have here, good evening, Mayowa. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. John says, all these religious confusions came from prosperity preachers in the United States. Churches should be a charity, not a business. Thank you very much, John. Yes, I agree with you. And they say that they're charity, and that's another thing. These churches that tells you that they're charity, if you need to go and look at their activities. If their activities do not measure up to what a charity does, they are not a charity, okay? If the activity measure up to what a charity does, then they are charities. It's as simple as that. If they say they are churches and they are calling people to bring handkerchief, and they are pagan witch doctors places. That is not a church, because a church will go by God, by what God does and what Jesus did, how Jesus was doing things in, he does things, his behavior. If it's otherwise, then you have to ascribe it to what it is. You cannot say that they are those things. So let's just make sure that we are not fooled by anybody. Olayinka's written to Turner. Who else is here? Thank you very much. Jonas says, Daddy G.O. should sell his private jet and all the money he stacked in the bank and use it all, put it all to the mission. Thank you very much. That's a very good advice for Daddy G.O. If he's listening or anybody knows him, they could tell him that. I think it's a very brilliant idea. If he wants to sell it, he should sell it. If he doesn't want to sell it, I'm not even particular about all these things that he has got or is amassed. I always think that it's really silly when people amass all these things. They keep amassing it. How much money can you use? How many private jets can you use? How many of these things can you use? It just shows sheer wickedness and heart of stone, as far as I'm concerned, to humanity. When majority of people in Africa and Nigeria especially are suffering, and you guys are amassing those things, I want to see where they're going to take those things to. Let us see. I'm not going to watch them fail. That's not what I'm saying. I don't ascribe to that. But I think what John is saying is a very good advice. It's a sound advice. If they know what is good and what is just, they will do that. But I don't think that they do, because people that scaremonger people, they don't know what is good or just to do. So I don't have any much hope for that. Oscar says, all the way from North Carolina. Thank you very much, Carolina. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you. Charles says, I think personality, in my view, is more of an attitude, which is more important than the past, the education, the money, the circumstances, than what people may do or say. It is more important than appearance or even giftedness or skill. There is more to it, and of which is fear, that gentleman Mrs. Akper spoke about. Fear. I can't see the rest of the comment. But thank you very much, Charles. You're making some really good points there on what personality is. My son once told me that because I am the parent doesn't mean that I am always right on everything. Well, Turner, I told you so. No. Yes, you know what? These children, and even us, my measurement is the challenges that I have with my parents and what I say to them and what I think of them. If I think that and I say that, I know also my children, especially in this day and age, they will think and know a lot more. So I have to know how to respect myself, how to treat them with respect. So I don't take this lightly at all. And I think your son as well is giving you a tip of the iceberg. Yes, it's true. You're not always right. Nobody thinks that they're always right. Majority, you may be right, but not always right. So I think humbly, we should all accept that we're not always right. Thank you very much, Turner. Olayinka says, I meant we still love them. I meant we still love them. All we need to do is open our hearts to God as we listen to them. The best of these men of God still made mistakes because they are still human beings. Of course, I accept that, and I think that we all make mistakes. No human being on this earth is infallible, and we all make mistakes. But when we're making mistakes on top of mistakes, then it's no longer a mistake; it's a choice. Okay. And this is where I have a problem. Somebody makes a mistake, somebody tries to correct that mistake by highlighting those mistakes to say this is wrong, rather than them come out, them and their carcass, they started saying that this person is rude or this person is wrong or this person shouldn't have said that. And the people that support them are also saying that, yeah, this person is a bit rude, not even focusing on the truth. So yes, I think we are all fallible human beings, and we can do wrong many, many times over. And, we are all at the mercy of God, but it's not a case that some people are better or they have a better access or they're assistant God or they're assistant anything they want to be. We are all equal in the eyes of God, and we should treat each other as such and not put scare in each other's hearts. Thank you, though, for that. I appreciate you, Olayinka. Got to work now. Thank you, songwriter. Thank you for joining us. Ike says, I think we should respect elders, even if we want to say the truth about the wrong that our elders are doing. We should say it with respect and love. To me, he shouldn't have said shame on him. Even the Bible says we should respect elders. Yes, I totally agree. But everything has to be defined. If an elder is not behaving like an elder and is behaving like a child, then you have to respond to that elder the way that they're responding, the way that they are behaving. Okay, so if you say somebody is an elder, they have the accolade and they can do anything, then we are messing up our world. The truth is not in our heart, and we are messing up the cause of this world. Even God, right, when he does things or you say something, you do whatever you want to do. He gives you a free will to do what you want to do. So going by this elder and this tradition, I don't buy it. I don't care, but I really appreciate that you wrote this, because I'm sure a lot of other people that are watching right now are feeling the same way. I'm thinking, well, I don't want anybody to disrespect me. I respected my elders. Somebody even used to say to me when I speak out that when they were young, they never spoke to people like the way that I spoke to them. I think it was my brother. And I said, that's your problem. Did people treat you the way that you're treating me? I remember. And then he was saying, I can't believe you. I didn't, and I actually think that a lot of people, because they haven't got the audacity or the gut to speak to people and tell the truth, when other people tell the truth, they automatically fault those people that they're speaking the truth. Because my brother was saying to me that, I never speak to elders. It's like, well, did elders people, were they treating you like the way you're treating me? And it was like, we shouldn't talk back to me. I'm so years older than you. I'm thinking, so what does that mean? You're doing something that is wrong, and you're saying that I shouldn't speak about it, because you're older. How does that make sense? How would that make me feel? And I care, how does it make you feel when you're keeping your mouth shut because somebody is an elder? What do you say to yourself then? What are you saying to yourself? That you're not valuable, you're not of value, and you shouldn't speak because they're elder and they know better and they're second in command to God? Yes, the Bible said respect elders, but respect elders that have ascribed the behavior of elders. Don't respect elders that don't have the attributes of elders just because they're old by biomass or by age. Don't waste your time and don't put yourself in any bondage. Mary says, that's why I dislike Nigerian culture and traditions. It's only produced zombies. Mary, you're so right. People full of pride and entitlement and nothing. Growing up, my elders will beat you like animal for minor things. The only thing my parents will say is, it's your elder. Oh my God, go kneel down and beg. I really hated that, and it affected my relationship with all of them. You know what, Mary, you're beautiful. You know what, I had this as well. There was one time I even remember that I was having an argument. I had a disagreement with my brother, and they said that I should apologize because he's my elder. Even the pastor got involved and said that you should apologize, and I apologized in the end, but I lost respect for everybody, including that my brother, and it showed in my attitude, because I just thought that this is totally wrong. I did the apology, but I lost respect for everybody in that room because they knew that I was right, and some people were coming behind his back to tell me that you were absolutely right. I just looked at them and said, look at you. Why are you coming to me now? You shouldn't come to me now, because you couldn't stand by the truth. You're standing by age, by tradition, by whatever. And now that my brother is gone, you made me apologize to him. But yet, you're coming later to say, Mayowa, you're right. But our tradition, and I just lost it. I lost it for all of them. I don't even think they regained it back. But for the love that I have in my heart, I still love them. But in terms of respect, I look at them like, I don't know, I don't know. But I don't show them any kind of disrespect. But in my own heart, I just feel like, they've lost it. Yeah, so Mary, you're right. A lot of that happened. They create zombies. And then they say, oh, you're not doing well, you're not performing. Because you created zombies. You've raised zombies. They're not able to talk. Even when they go to work and they work in companies, something will be happening and they'll keep shut until they say they blame them for something that they shouldn't blame them, because you've ruined them from very young age. So thank you very much, Mary. And if you're parents and you're watching right now, well, it's up to you. You can choose blue or red pill. Olayinka says, good evening, sir, DSA and God's general. I think I know that God is using DSA to checkmate the excesses of God's general in Nigeria and other African countries. It's fine for God's sake. We still leave them and still attend Holy Ghost night vigil. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Olayinka. I'm not sure what Olayinka is saying. Thank you, God, for all things. Okay, I think I've read this. Thank you very much, guys. You guys, you've been amazing. Even though you didn't call me today, I would have loved a call and conversation, but I have been talking for over an hour now, and I think that I should stop. You know what? I could talk. If there's a talking Olympics, please sign me up, because I didn't know how much I can talk right now. Until now, well, until recent times, I know that I talk. Oh my God. But thank you very much. I have one says, respect elders who stand by the truth and justice. That's it. This is what my late mother always pumped into my head, and I grew up. As I grow up, thank you very much. That's really great, Manuel. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. Idorin says, my kids talk and argue with me until we get to common grounds. People say my kids should do what I say, but I feel they should express themselves for who and what they believe. That's right. That's me, and that's how we want my kids to be. Of course, not zombies. Well done, Idorin. You're an exception to many, many African homes. Thank you very much. Yes. Sometimes sorry does not kill. Yes, you said sorry doesn't kill. Then the people that should be applying sorries is people that are in error, that have done something publicly wrong, clearly wrong. They should come and apologize. And that DGO should apologize and say that he shouldn't have said that. So maybe somebody should talk to him and say that he should apologize, because nobody is going to be cursed, and there is no hierarchy of people that you need to go and beg to take out the cursing, and 40 days fast that you need to fast. It's absolutely wrong. So let somebody go and tell him that, if you may. Thank you, Mary. Mary is so right. Roland says, please. Oh, there's a caller. OMG. Please lecture us about suffer not a witch to live. Oh, please. I believe it's have been well explained to many people. Hello, we have somebody here. It's a pastor. Hello, good evening. Our time is up, but we take the call. Hello.
Hi, Mayowa.
Hello.
Thank you very much for the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will be following you. I'm part and parcel of DSA.
Thank you.
But please, you got a message you are sharing to the whole world.
Yes.
And attitude and character is part of the message.
Yes.
So please, I know you know what you are saying, but please, let the attitude of Christ be there. Humility is still part of it. You are saying it, you may say it in two different tones. I truly appreciate the good work you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Please, let's do it with the Spirit of God.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Bless you.
Amen.
The Lord will bless you. The Lord will keep you. The Lord will protect you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. Okay, we just had a caller. He's a pastor, and sorry, he didn't introduce himself, but he's a pastor. But he has a point that everything that we say and we do, we should do it in the spirit of Christ and in the spirit of love. And I will end on that note, that we must do everything in the spirit of Christ and the spirit of love. So thank you, guys. Thank you for your patience with me. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow for Dr. Sunday. Will continue his teachings tonight. Please join us. It will continue on the same line as it did yesterday, but this is about men of God, I believe. So it would be an exciting one as well. So see you soon. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Abiodun, Vivian, Flexi, Manuel, thank you. Rita, thank you very much. Doreen, Charles, Chika, Iboji, thank you. Doreen, again, thank you. Roland, thank you. Chokocho, thank you. Just Chucky Boy. Aisha, good evening. Thank you very much. Thank you all. I could say all your names, but I think I've already said hello to Bolaron Duro. Many of you. Carole, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It will be another topic. Or if I have HMT training, HMT delegates, I would interview one of them if they're still here. I know some are leaving as well, so I will interview some of them. And there's another interview that I'm planning. I think it will be great. Is to have Dr. Sunday and a few other men to just discuss, just men having their discussion and sharing that with you. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow evening. But either way, if you get your notification, please join us if you can. And guys, please don't forget to join us tonight. You can still share this, you can still tag, and you can still invite people because they can see this later. At any point it will be saved on Facebook. And guys, please don't forget, please join us for the next HMT. It's from the 2nd to the 7th of January 2018, so that's in a few weeks from now. Please join us. Try making your plans now, right away. Go to sundayadelajablog.com/visit. That's sundayadelajablog.com/visit. Thank you very much. I love you all. Mwah. Bye.